Okay, hello. Good day. My name is Keegan. It's very great and good to meet you. This is my channel intro. If you want to go know what my channel intro is all about, I will go and tell you it now. I'm gonna go and basically route my YouTube channel about like ASMR. Cool, I know. ASMR games. I don't know. Just actually no. Actually, it's gonna only be ASMR. Gonna be a few updates if yeah, we're gonna be like you doing Q and A's. Well, I don't have Twitter, but I'll probably make Twitter, Facebook, and that stuff if I get a lot of subscribers, which I really hope for. My goal is to reach 100. That would be it would even be awesome if I only just get one. It'd really be cool. But yeah, this is my intro. First time, very excited. Hit that like button if you like. If you like it, thank you.
We had 5,000 subs. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm a bit emotional because first of all, my first subscriber, Sandy Shaw, amazing person. He's been my number one. But all of you guys, thank you so much for supporting me. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Like really, I mean, more than 5,000 people subscribe to my videos. It's awesome.
Got my coffee this morning because we have something to celebrate. We've been on this platform for 6 years. Insane. I wanted to speak about the journey, what it's been like since a kid doing a YouTube channel, how it's like been having one as a teen, and what it's like now being a grown-up. And I want to thank all of you that have been there for now, even if you're like not a new subscriber. Welcome. And it's interesting to know that some of you actually grew up with me in a way of you've been there since the start. So yeah, thank you all so much, and I thought I'd make an interesting intro showing my first video. 16 October 2016 is when I decided to make my first video and post it on the internet. As a little kid, I was only 14 at the time, I had such high hopes and expectations. I'm gonna be big, I'm gonna have a lot of subscribers, I'm gonna make a lot of money. It was these aspects that I thought, wow, wouldn't it be awesome if I could make it one day into the social media world? Because, this is an actual fact. YouTubers always say, man, it always used to be a dream for me, to do this and that. But it actually always was a dream for me. Back in the 7th grade in elementary, I already had this vision and I told people, listen, I want to do YouTube, I want to do vlogs, this and this and that. But I never persuaded it due to the fact that, well, I was only 12 years old at the time and YouTube wasn't as big as it is now. There's definitely an increase in popularity on demanding ASMR, and just in general, content nowadays has definitely exploded in a diversity. On 16 October 2016, I decided to publish my first video. I had high hopes, high expectations. I mean, come on, you're 14 years old, you're doing something that is very unique regardless, and it is something that I started up for myself. A lot of people saying back in those days, bro got probably forced by his parents. Oh man, this is work labor. No, this is all voluntarily done. I wanted to do YouTube. And here we are nowadays, 6 years later, in a new house, a new location, fresh content. I've gotten older, as you can say. I've grown up into the man I am nowadays. Not the alpha male. No, if you remember that video I made a few years ago. Yeah, I'm the alpha male school. That was such a bad mistake. Why did I make that? I'm genuinely excited to say the fact that I've been on here for 6 years. It's crazy because if I look back at it now, I was only 14, like I said, right? And I got on my first 1,000 subscribers, I think in 2 months, 3 months. And that was very big for me, I was very excited because you gotta remember, YouTube for me the first year and a half, 2 years, wasn't making me no money. But the interesting thing is, it didn't interest me because I genuinely really loved making videos. I would come back from school, I'd be home alone most of the time because my parents were working full time, still do by the way. But I was home alone and it was phenomenal. So I would go get my iPhone 4 or iPad at the time because, hey, we didn't have that high-tech equipment and technology on our phones as we have nowadays where you can record 4K and maybe even 8K soon on the iPhone 14. So I grabbed my iPad or my iPhone and I would just record. Now before I had published my first ASMR video, I was watching ASMR for a while and I was actually making videos behind the scenes, videos that I've never uploaded to internet, videos that you guys will never be able to see because, well, unfortunately I've lost that footage. And let me say, it's probably for the better that I don't post those videos because they're very, very cringe. It's me going ballistic, making fun of ASMR whilst making ASMR serious. But it was always something that was in my heart. And why did I choose ASMR specifically? I think it was because that's something I really enjoyed because I've always lacked sleeping as a child, and till this day I unfortunately still lack quite some sleep. I could have chose gaming, I could have chose vlogs. I combine them nowadays. I make ASMRs, I make mukbangs, I make vlogs/podcast videos, which is very unique, I think. I was thinking recently of making a 4th channel, but then I was kind of like, no. 3 channels is enough. I don't need 4 channels. I need to make good content and focus on that, because if you remember, and this is me being honest, I've said it before, my content 5-6 years ago was amateuristic, there's no doubt about that. But when I started getting my first payment, and then I will openly admit what my first payment was, it was $120. I had bought my first investment, and at that time I thought it was a waste of money, and that investment is sitting right in front of me. It actually cost me $150. I had to borrow money from my parents, and I did initially pay them back. So we went from an iPhone 4 to upgrading to an iPad, a $2 microphone, a $40 microphone, and then eventually the big boy hit. We bought this one, and as a kid, you don't really think of it as like an investment. You think, damn, I got my first paycheck, I just throw all my money away. But never would I have known that this was one of the best investments I could have ever made, including eventually upgrading to a webcam. Because if you know, I used to record from my mom's laptop, and well, it was a piece of shit, let me tell you now. Compared to the laptop I have now, it was bad. But it was all I could afford back in the times, and it was all that I needed. I didn't need no editing. I didn't need all this extra stuff that I have now, because obviously, the content has become more professional. Although that's also, that's debatable, because not all the videos have been good. But it's not about that now. Do I still enjoy making ASMR? Yeah, I do. I really do. I do enjoy making ASMR. And I understand if you're watching these videos and you're like, man, we'll never get the old Keegan. No, you won't probably. And maybe it's for the better. Maybe we've got to stop reminiscing and looking at the past and think about, hey, we got a future coming up. I'm very surprised that this is my 6th year. I'm kind of disappointed as well in a way of how fast time has gone. Because, man, I was looking at some of these videos that I made back in the days. YouTube really did not like me. And if you know, you've been there since the beginning. My very first video that got deleted was ASMR eating very crunchy lettuce. That video got removed. And afterwards, a lot of my eating ASMRs got removed, and I felt as a kid that I was being targeted by people, trolls, because back in the days, I used to get quite the amount of negativity over me. Some people that were like trolls, but it did eventually affect me as a little kid, because I'm only 15. You don't know how to go around with criticism in general, so you're going to take it highly likely most of the time personal, when in fact you shouldn't. Because I always say, if you've got people that dislike you, or come to your channel, or in general often to you say, I don't like you, I think you make terrible videos, you've obviously got to be doing something right for them to come back on each single individual video. We went from 14 to a teenager, 16, to an adult, grown up, in the 20s now. And I'm very happy, I'm very happy. What else to say? I still can't believe that it's been 6 years. I find it mind-boggling to know the fact I've been doing this for years. It's crazy. And obviously, thank you all for those who've been supporting me, especially through the rough times last year, because it wasn't a fun year. And I can promise you and guarantee you that won't happen again. Do I sometimes miss the past? Yeah, I sometimes do miss the past. The simple life, being a teenager, being a little kid, having to worry less about life, this and that. But eventually you've got to also accept the fact, hey, we're all going to have to grow up eventually, and are going to have to take our own responsibilities. Sorry if this is not an ASMR video. I wanted to kind of reflect on the years of me being on this platform, and just in general speak about what it's been like. Because yeah, was very stressful for me in the beginning, because I had to combine it with YouTube, and eventually when it became a thing that I was like, okay, I can make a living off of this, it was stressful. Yeah, you gotta remember, I used to go to school 5-6 days a week, had homework, had this and this and that. Then I had to also think of recording videos. But the nice thing was, back in those times, I still remember, this was before our neighbor at the time, we don't have neighbors no more, had 2 dogs. I could record during the day. When they got dogs, I could still record, but they would bark probably quite a lot. But now, for example, I make my ASMRs during the day. And I think the hardest period for me was combining the last year of school, 2 years of school. So I think 2019, 2021 was one of the hardest years for me, content-wise, because it was a lot of pressure. I should have probably bought a cake while making this video, but I didn't because I just wanted to speak about it. Thank you all so much for being here. That's the only thing I can really say. I'm not gonna cry and tear up. Oh god, you remember that time I had my play button? I was genuinely very proud. I was really, really proud of my play button. And did you know I actually got mocked at school for my play button? One of the kids in my class made fun of me and laughed at me, saying, you cried over a play button. And I'm like, yeah, but you see, I've actually accomplished something in my life. Unlike you haven't accomplished nothing yet so far. That's really how I looked at it. Like, yeah, you guys are all laughing at me, but it's like, I'm over here trying to help people. And that's something that I've always wanted to establish. When I leave this earth eventually one day, I don't want to be forgotten. I want people to remember me as saying, hey, you remember that kid that used to make ASMR? Yeah, what was his name? Keegan. He passed away, man. Oh, man, that sucks. But you know what? He was a good guy. Because he was out here helping millions of people. I do truly believe there's something or someone over us watching that, decides where we go. I'm not a believer. I don't believe in a God or anything specifically, but I do believe if you do good, you get chosen, and if you do bad, you get not chosen. But yeah, thank you so much for those 6 years. They've been incredible, and I can't wait to spend more years with you. When will I retire? I don't know, but let me be honest, there were a lot of moments that I also thought, I'm done with YouTube. Because of stress, private life, and just in general, sometimes YouTube wasn't enjoyable. Because if you still remember, 2-3 years ago, you can make the smallest video, you could make one swear word in a video and bam, you got demonetized. And yeah, a lot of videos of mine have been demonetized. I've had to review a lot of old videos out of nowhere yesterday. But it was interesting looking at my first video how, hey, this is my channel intro. I showed it in this video as well. I thought it'd be awesome to show you guys 6 years of YouTube. And if you've been there since the beginning, you see my growth, you see my downfall, you see me going up again. And the best years of my YouTube was 2017, 2019. Those were, with all due respect, the best years I have ever had on this platform. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll check you later, man.